Ladies and gentlemen, HEX community of all ages, hey, Jake Freedom here, coming to you live from YouTube for this week's HEX Update Saturday for January 31st, 2015, the last Saturday, the last HEX Update Saturday of the month, which means that we do get to crack that Primal Pack here at the end of the actual show today. Let's start out with the January VIP constructed deck list, the undefeated deck list. Let's go ahead and pull it up here. And looking through this, it was I was surprised. There was a good mix of both Shards of Fate and Shattered Destiny cards. I did find a couple decks that didn't use any Shattered Destiny cards. A lot of decks used just the dual land cards, but for the most part, a lot of them, like I said, had a good mix of the of both sets there, and I was pleased to see that. I'm glad that people are making use of them, and that they work well, and the synergies are there, and people are able to find them. So yeah, it's good information here. I like to go through them just to see what people are actually running there. Again, I didn't get to play in that, but and in February we're definitely going to do the sealed VIP tournament for sure. So just like an example here, like this particular deck here by Bertalia, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He had just this Shattered Destiny card, and then he had a Hawkwind in his sideboard for Shattered Destiny. Other than that, everything else was Shards of Fate. So that one, he didn't use too many of them. Let's see, down here, we have one, we have the, where is it? Just past it. Reese, the Crust Crawler, that was one of them there. Shard of Innovation, there's one. The Verdict of Ancient Kings, like I said, so a lot of people looked like, they just kind of splashed in some of the Shattered Destiny, whatever worked well with the deck maybe they were playing with before. I know I did see a few two pack decks in here, the Pact of Pain, Pact of Life deck. Some people, looks like they just, went straight with a Shards of Fate deck like they've been playing before. Which one was it? I don't remember which one it was. It might have been like this one here. He just this player here just had the Shard of Purpose. So all in all, I mean, it's good information. If you guys are wondering, what's out there, what are some net decks that I can check out, here are some. Of course, there are other websites too that provide net decks. I'm a big fan of just kind of creating stuff, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, no big deal. I don't normally do a lot of net decking, but oh well. This one looks a little odd here. There's a lot of cards in that deck. There's nothing wrong with that, but hey, whatever you want to do. I'm guessing he had one of the cards you had to have a certain amount of cards in your deck to play, so it's a big deck right there. So yeah, check this out. I'll put the link in the description below if you guys haven't seen it. Go ahead and take a look at it on your free time there. Let's see the next thing, and I was kind of shocked when I actually read this, and that is an actual announcement of the Frost Arena test server. They've announced on Friday, which on Friday they that they take all their weekly stuff and they kind of crammed into an update for us here. They do it on Friday, and then lo and behold, I can do it on Saturday for you guys. So what's actually happening here is they're going to give us access to the test server for the Frost Ring Arena. Now, when they say test server, I'm hoping that they actually mean plural, not just one, because like I said, I'm not for sure exactly how many active players there are right now. But if everybody wants to hop on that thing at the same time, I'm guessing it's going to burn up in flames. Not technically burn up in flames, but we might see some type of issues there if we have all 17,000, 20,000 people trying to play this all at once. And when do we get to actually play it? 3 days only, what they tell us. And they say what? The Open Arena Test and PvP Tournament, where Arena Test server and when is going to be Thursday, February 5th to Saturday, February 7th. The times are still to be announced. And they say who can play? Everyone can play. So they say in less than a week you'll be able to check out the current in-development version of the arena for a few special days for mass melee. This version won't have a UI that's polished and an AI that's polished, but that'll be in the live release. They just kind of want to give us something. Why are they doing this? I think they just want to show us something. Granted, it's not finished. Maybe they're a little bit further behind than they anticipated. So they're like, hey, let's just get a build out there that we can actually have people check out. It doesn't have to be permanent. Let's just have it for a few days, just so they can see what's actually happening, so they can see that we're actually making progress. But who knows what's going on behind the scenes? They might have just, like I said, they might have just fallen behind a little bit. and they just want to throw something out there. So basically what's going to happen is everybody's accounts have been mirrored over to this new test server, so there will be no registration will be necessary. You'll have all your cards, your packs, your platinum, your gold, plus a few PVE goodies to play with. And they say for those that are a little short on coin, we've also granted everyone 20,000 platinum to all your accounts on the test server, but they say sorry, you can't take that with you when you go back to the live game, which is perfectly fine. So for a sneak peek, Cory's actually going to be streaming this on Wednesday, February 4th, at around 2 p.m. Pacific time. Go ahead and figure out your time zones and what time that'll actually be for you. So check that out if you want to get a little bit of a sneak peek. And they're going to have a free tournament here. Once you've downloaded the Arena Test Server client and installed it, you can participate in the free sealed deck tournament on February 7th at noon Pacific. The cards won't carry over to your live game account, but prizes do. Participants in the free tournament receive 1 free constructed queue entry ticket and then pack prizes depending on your record. So 4 wins is 10 packs, 3 is 6, 2 is 3, 1 is 2, and 0 is at least 1 pack though. And then the prizes will be distributed to your accounts 5 p.m. Pacific on Monday, February 9th. If you're new to tournaments, you can learn about the tournament format on the actual tournaments page. So that's really exciting. We're actually going to finally be able to see what this PVE arena, this Frost Ring arena is all about. Man, it seems like it's been forever since they actually gave us that little video where the camera was rotating in the actual the arena there. So it seems so long ago. So finally we actually get to be able to play in that and see what it's actually all about. Next thing here to talk about is the collector tier. If any of you are collector tiers, you're going to be 2 cards that are coming up for you, and one's going to be the Chaos Key and one is Cerulean Mirror Knight. I like the art on the Chaos Key, far better than the original. Not so much on the Mirror Knight. It's I mean, it's cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like all the alternate art stuff, but you know, that one's like a no big deal for me. But I do like the Chaos Key. For some reason, it's really catching. And in the background here, I don't know what this is actually. I can't tell exactly what this other stuff is. I mean, it looks like a tree root, but it also looks like, you know, an octopus legs or something. I'm not really sure what's actually going on there. It's chaotic, I guess. So that's that. And then they want to take a look at some PVE cards here. They have the Monica Shin card here. Swift Strike, everybody's very familiar with her. She's 3 cost, 2 wild threshold, 3/2 troop with Swift Strike, and says when Monica Shin deals damage to an opposing champion, create a battle hopper and put it into play. So it says Monica Shin is another troop exclusive to the opposing arena decks. Her Swift Strike power will send arrows at your troops before they get in range to strike. Plus it makes her more likely to snipe your champion for 3 damage and for free battle hopper. And they go in and they go in to talk about some PvE loot up for grabs. The first one here is the Armor of the Diamond Citadel. It's a common type of armor, and it says when Legionnaires of Adamant gain, or your Legionnaires of Adamant gain, if this was inspired by 2 or more troops, you gain 5 health. So I guess if you have that equipped and you have, you know, they were inspired by 2 or more troops, you gain 5 health, which is, yeah, that's okay. And then the Helm of Revelation here just says under construction, so I'm guessing they don't have the text or the actual mechanic worked out for that one yet. Let's see what's next here. We have the Lion's Head. It's an uncommon type of helm, or helmet, and it says your Scarcliff Chimeras have, while an opponent has more permanent resources than you, this has +1 attack, +1 defense, which is kind of nice. And then you have the Claw-Toed Kickers, which is a legendary boot, and your Scarcliff Chimeras have, while this has 3 or more keywords, this deals double damage. So when they say it has 3 or more keywords, I'm guessing it is, you know, speed, rage 1, or flight. One of those there is what they're talking about. Then it'll deal double damage. Be kind of neat if you can get that rage 1 built up, and then get that third one, and then it'll deal double damage for who knows how many. Last one they talk about here is the Dream Stag. He's a 2 cost, double wild threshold, 2/2 troop beast. It says when you gain a resource, a random troop in your hand gets +1/+1. Yeah. I shouldn't say resource, a threshold. So plus a random card in your hand is, I suppose, you know, that's kind of neat. I don't know. I mean, +1/+1 is always good. I mean, if it goes on a 1/1, that's kind of cool, because the 1/1s are usually pretty cheap, but if it's on something bigger, that's even going to be better. So yeah, I think it's an okay ability, you know. Then his equipment here, he has the musky leather gloves. It's just a common glove. It says your Dream Stag have, when this deals damage to an opposing champion, create and put a wild shard into your hand. That'd be kind of neat. That's going to be really cool. That's especially for some of those ramp decks, whether or not they'll be viable since it's just a common glove. I don't know. The next one here is the Vest of Ruminant. It's a rare vest, rare chest. Your Dream Stags instead have all troops in your hand get +1 attack, +1 defense. That's pretty cool there. I like that I like that a lot. So it says Dream Stag is perfect for decks looking to drop tons of resources. It pairs incredibly well with Wild Root Dancer and Honeycap. Legionnaire of Adamant is meant for the human decks, grabbing your Ruby Pyromancers that your opponents seem to always kill. And then the Scarcliffe Chimera is for all the haters out there, the jealous ones. You have more health than me, attack you. You have more cards in your hand, hit you harder. You have more troops than me, to the skies. So that's what they announced here today for those for the equipment and the alternate art cards for the collector tiers, and of course, most importantly, the Frost Arena announcement here. That'll be really exciting. I'm definitely going to have to check that out. Hopefully you guys will too. So that is going to be about all we have for the announcements from what they've listed here. Obviously they have the weekly maintenance, so hopefully you guys, check some of this stuff out here. They're kind of neat. If you don't have time, that's what I'm here for. I'll go through it for you. So let's get on to the next part of this update, and you know what that's all about. That's cracking that Primal Pack. Let's get on to that. I'm sure everybody's excited. So I don't have the winners from last week up yet. There's only a few people that entered, maybe 7 or 8. So I'll get those cards mailed out again after the video is up here. So let's just, without further ado, let's crack this Primal Pack. The last time we cracked one, it was a little weird. They did the Primal Packs a little differently now. So let's see. Maybe it's fixed. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Definitely gonna get 2 legendaries though for sure. Let's see what they are. How's this one gonna open? Okay, it opens up like the last one. I don't like the way they do this. Before it was just they all opened up and you just saw them all. So let's just take a look at them. All right, some of them look pretty cool here. This one here is the Army of Arcane Cinder. That's the first legendary. It's a 6 casting cost, 2 ruby constant. When a troop you control dies, add a Cinder counter to this. At the start of your turn, create a Cinder Knight for each Cinder counter on this and put them into play. Very cool card. Our next legendary here is the Killopedia, and everybody's very well aware of this card. 4 resources, 2 blood threshold, troop insect. He has lethal. If you're unfamiliar with what lethal is, it says any amount of damage dealt to a troop is fatal. So it says, while this is attacking, this has Swift Strike. When this deals combat damage to an opposing champion, that champion becomes toxified. When this deals combat damage to a toxified champion, destroy that champion. Have any of you actually been played with Toxified yet? Does the champion stay Toxified? I know I talked about when this keyword was first released, and I was going to check that out, and I just haven't yet. So how about you guys? Have you checked out Toxified? Does it work that way? Does the champion stay Toxified? How does that work? Okay, so let's just start here with our rares. We have Highland Magus, we have Jankbot, Guardian Angel, Hired Horn Sellsword, Her Majesty Queen Grace, Zodiac Divination, however you want to pronounce that, Divination, Replicator's Trance, Oath, the Oath, that's a tough one, that's such a weird word, Oath, we'll call him Oath, great spawn of Oathuyeg. Next one here is Noble Heart. Very interesting card here. One resource, but it's got to have 5 threshold. Target troop gets invincible, and that one was actually demoed by HEX. I don't remember when it was, but they kind of showed how that card worked. Constantine and Heroic Outlaw and Fizzer Smith, and we have Jags the Blade Master. So that is this month's Primal Pack. Hopefully you guys are excited about some of these cards here. Let me know what your top 5 picks are in the comments down below, and we'll certainly get you entered into that random drawing here that I do to give these away. Again, tell your friends, tell everybody about this Primal Pack. I really enjoy doing the Primal Pack. I think other people do too, just because it's, they're such rare cards. Some of them can be such pretty rare cards, and maybe not everybody has the chance to be able to get legendary cards or rares at that matter. And it's just a good way to give back to the community, I guess. So, let's see. We should get a legendary chest, and we do. So we'll stash that guy away there. So alright, yes, that is going to be the update for this week. Again, let me know your top 5 picks. If you want to let me know something else other than your top 5s, be sure to leave a comment down below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more HEX updates Saturdays, don't forget to click the subscribe button, and we'll have another video for you soon.